Mr. Money Mike. What are we doing giving money already? I appreciate you, my friend. $5 from Mr. Money Mike Manis. How you doing, Mike? Hello, Corbin. Any trivia or giveaway events? Yeah, for members, we're going to be doing our trivia probably next week at some point. So we're going to be doing it the week after Winter Weekend. Does that make sense? I got a couple of things I got to get done for this channel. Obviously, the Winter Weekend vlog. And then probably around the 23rd or 24th. 23rd or 24th, we'll aim to do a trivia night. But either way, I'm sure this live stream is going to be entirely positive. What's up, Bucky? What's up, Prodigy? CR50 King has been a member for 5 months. Thank you so much for being here, King. That means a lot to me. Genetic, how you doing? Leo Gothier, how are you? Ben, how you doing? Sox news today was quite disgusting, so hopefully they give us some hope soon. Oh boy. What autograph session am I doing? I don't know. My girlfriend signed me up for it. Not sure. She's my manager. What's up, Speedster? Speed Racer. I don't know why I haven't gotten into this. We got a lot of cool stuff coming in the pipeline the other day. Corey, $1.99. Thank you so much, Corey. I truly appreciate it. All he said was thanks. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Can we get some claps in the chat for both Mike and Corey, please? And thank you. Starting off the stream strong. Giving us a little bit of positivity because right now, there's quite literally none. I was trying to set up before the stream. I was trying to set it up so I can show you guys on screen what I'm talking about here. I think the best way to do this is to take the actual screenshot. But a lot has come out in the last, hour and a half, 2 hours. That yeah, I feel like we need to talk about a little bit, huh? I feel like there is some Red Sox, and we'll probably do a video tomorrow about it as well, just because I think it's officially time to really talk about this. Let me make sure that was just someone coming in. Yep. John Henry better sleep with one eye open. Yeah. Yeah, things are not going well. Things are not going well in Red Sox Nation right now. I don't want to mess anything up, so I'm just going to leave it there. So later to the Sox on stream, I need it so bad, dude. I need it so bad. Dennis gifting 1 membership. Thank you so much, Dennis. Welcome to the member crew, CER50. I'm not sure the best way to say that. What's up, Edwin? Think outside the box here. I created a new YouTube page, Hardneck Believer. Am I supposed to figure out who that is? I don't even know. I'm trying to see what you're, because that's a custom Funko Pop. So if I can figure that out, we'll be good to go. I should close this. Genetic, thank you so much for becoming a member. Can we get some claps to the chat for Genetic? Thank you so much. Google Play Balance. I didn't even know you could use that for that. We need some Red Sox therapy, Dr. Corbin in the house. Oh boy, to be honest with you, I don't even know where we want to begin here, chat. Genuinely, I have no idea. Like, I don't know where to start here. I think we need to start. I think the best place to start is in chronological order. So let's start with the stuff Breslow talked about with Ian Brown today. Let's talk about that, because I think or not Ian Brown. I'm sorry, Pete Abraham, right? I think it was Pete Abraham. It was Pete Abraham. That's my apologies. So let me read to you the excerpt that was shared just a couple hours ago, in case you guys didn't hear it. Am I going to Winter Weekend? Oh yeah, we're gonna be making a vlog of Winter Weekend. I'll be there all weekends. It'll just be me and Craig Breslow from the sights of it. What's up, Monk? That's a nice name. Hardneck, thank you for becoming a member. Can we get some claps to the chat for Hardneck as well, please? Thank you. Are we going to acquire anybody? First of all, Mike, thank you for being here for almost a year. Wow, that's crazy. Are the Red Sox going to acquire anybody? Claim signing straight. I will lose my mind if the Red Sox enter the season with this team. I I don't know. I don't think it'll be. I don't want to say I don't think it'll be anyone notable because I think they will get some notable names. I don't know if it'll be anyone to get you super pumped, to be honest with you. I think they have to do something, right? You still have holes on this team. The question is how big are the holes going to be? Are they going to be filled with anything? Or are they just is someone going to get thrown in there in an attempt to fill those holes, right? That's the question. I think there is still a lot of different avenues for the Red Sox to go. The question is, are they going to actually go there? And that's what I want to talk about today, because just a couple of hours ago, Craig Breslow was talking with Pete Abraham, and he said he answered a question that was basically, what's going on, right? And the question was answered by Craig Breslow. He said, quote, "That's a fair question. As I've gotten to know this organization better through the conversations I've had with ownership, they absolutely are still supportive of assembling a World Series team as quickly as they possibly can. But I think the reality is that it's going to require a step forward from the young position players. It's going to require the build out of a talent pipeline of arms that we can acquire, we draft, and we develop eternally. And it's going to require aggressive player development in the minor leagues, the major leagues, so guys that we think are the next wave, Meer and Anthony and Teal, that group are not just big leaguers, but impact big leaguers. The convergence of all these pieces is the fastest path to a World Series team. We want to build this thing in a way that there's not just quality once in a while, but there's quality paired with consistency." It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot to digest, right? Yeah, basically versatility was right. Another clip. Thank you so much for being here for 11 months, man. I really appreciate it. Basically, what we're digesting here is everyone who said that the Red Sox are not going hard this offseason, the Red Sox are going to wait until their young core is ready, is 100% right. What this is essentially confirming is that the Red Sox don't plan on being truly competitive until the Meer, Anthony, and Teals of the world are ready to join the Major League club. Versatility, thank you so much for the gifted subs. Tweets of claps in the chat. A lot of new members. Thank you so much, Versatility. That is very kind of you. So right off the bat here, let me say this. I don't think this was a bad thing to say. And why I don't think this is a bad thing to say is because we're finally getting some honesty, right? We're finally getting sort of the truth behind what the Red Sox are planning. We've been asking for 2 years now, maybe 3 years now, right? Maybe. What are the Red Sox planning? Are they planning on waiting? Are they doing a long-term rebuild? Are they trying to win and something's stopping them from winning? Is it ownership? Is it the GM? Who is it, and why aren't they doing anything? Well, now we've got, at the bare minimum, now we've got some transparency, right? That's the sort of good silver lining of this remark. I think we can all agree that it's good that this is something that's happening. Now, obviously, right, this isn't a good thing overall for fans. I think it's smart. I don't have a problem with the concept. The concept of waiting and building out a young, true, talented core that's going to, at the minimum, be here for 6 years. Obviously, you need to be able to do the other side of that, which is extend those guys and be here for multiple years. But you need to be able to get those guys here, because if you take a look at the World Series winners over the last, 15, maybe more years, there's one commonality, and it's that they have the group built on a core of young, talented, homegrown players. Astros, Braves, Nationals. Who won this year? I can't even remember who won this year. Rangers, right? Rangers had it. Right? So the ideology behind it makes sense. The problem with that, and let me get to genetic first. $20. $20 genetic. That is way too generous. Thank you so much. Can we get some claps in the chat for genetic? Thank you so much. He says, feeling generous, Corbin. Love the content, man. Keep it up. You're going places. I really appreciate that, genetic. That means a lot to me. Thank you. The concept itself, makes sense, right? It is a smart strategy. The problem is that for since 2020, basically, you've already been doing this. And that's just the tip of the iceberg, right? So now you're looking at 2020 to 2026, probably a 6-year rebuild. 2026 is probably when you're full go. That's another 2 years. The other problem with this is that you're not the Kansas City Royals. You're not the Houston Astros. You're not the Atlanta Braves. You are one of the biggest 3 markets in the entire sport. There are competitive advantages that the Red Sox have over all of these other teams who are doing the same thing. Right? You look at the best examples in Major League Baseball of what I'm trying to talk about here are the Braves and the Astros, who have been able to utilize drafting and development to create juggernauts, and they are very successful teams. But those teams are smaller markets, and Atlanta's grown into a bigger market. Houston's grown into a bigger market because of their success, but they could afford to do a 5-10 year rebuild. They could afford to have empty seats because they had empty seats to begin with. And they didn't have this competitive advantage that the Red Sox have. If you are able to spend money, you are able to shorten this process by years. And that's the problem with this quote, because what it's telling us is, hey, we're not looking to cut the corners that every big market should be able to cut. We're doing this the right way, right? You shouldn't be doing this the right way. Sports are about competitive advantages, and you have one of the biggest ones imaginable, maybe the biggest one imaginable, which is dollars. You have legitimate dollars to throw at anyone. The fact that you're unwilling to spend it is elongating this process to the point where you are losing fans, you're losing the fan base, and you're making it way more difficult for yourself than if you were able to just nut up and spend the money. I still think they'll sign Montgomery. That's the other part of it, right? Where do they fall in payroll? I think they're 14th or 15th right now. Did I say, can we get some claps in the chat for Genetic? We're becoming the Pittsburgh Pirates. Not that bad yet, right? Not that bad yet. So you sit there, right? Which one of the big 3 do I think will come up first? I think it'll be Teal. I think Teal is going to be the closest. So you take a look at all of this, and already, like, it's transparent, it's nice, it's exactly what we've been looking for as big market teams from this team, right? We've been asking for months. Hey, all I want is for you to tell me what is going on. And they finally, and Craig finally did, right? And it doesn't make anything better. Because it's what we knew was happening, right? If they flat out came out here and they said, look, right, if 2020 happened and they said, look, we went about this the wrong way. We messed up with Mookie. We're messing up with Xander. We need to fix philosophy-wise the way we go about building a team. We messed up with the extension of Sale. We should have never paid Price, right? We need to change our philosophy as a team, and that's going to take a couple of years. But, hey, we're going to try and be as competitive as we can be during those years until we get back to that spot. I think Red Sox fans are in a different place, right? I think this fan base is in a different place. The problem that everyone's having right now is the fact that Craig Breslow had to be the one to come out and say something. Craig Breslow had to be the one to come out and say something. We're all mad with you. I hope so. They cannot say this. That's the other part of it, right? That, to me, that's the most important part. Breslow is delusional if he thinks all 3 of those prospects are going to be major impacts. Yes, there's a chance. But it's not Breslow. It's not Breslow. And here's I think when you're looking at okay, these guys aren't all going to be studs. That's probably right. right? They're probably all not going to be studs. However, and everyone sort of just lumps all prospects into the same category, and they say, hey, only about 1% of the 1% actually work out. But there's a difference between the prospects at the top and the prospects at the bottom, right? There's a difference between Marcel Meer not working out is devastating, but the chances of him actually being a terrible player, like a Bobby Dahlbeck, right, are much lower than what Bobby Dahlbeck is, right? So, yeah, probably all three of them aren't going to be future Hall of Famers, but the likelihood that all three of them are going to be everyday players, probably pretty high. $10 from Versatility. Thank you so much, Versatility. We get some claps in the chat. Sorry, I'm having a tough time keeping up with chat today. I'm gonna try my best. Versatility says, going into the offseason, they said that and not full throttle. I think fans would hate it, but they'd understand. It's that they got our hopes up because of the full throttle comment. Yeah, I think you're 100% right. And it's not just that comment. I think that comment, because it's a catchy phrase, because it's easy to repeat, is the one that gets bumped out. Right, is the one that gets published everywhere. But what I think is even more ridiculous is that Tom Werner, in that same basically sentence, said, hey, to win, you need big war-type players. You need players who are going to produce a lot of war to surround our current players who produce a lot of war. Right? So basically what he's saying is, hey, we need to go out and get some stars. And they didn't do anything. They didn't do anything, right? And it doesn't look like they're going to do anything. So it's unbelievably frustrating. Hey, Corbin, is Cora in the same boat as Craig? I would be shocked if Cora is happy about this. I'd be shocked. $50 from Money Mike Madness. Mike, that is way too generous of you. Thank you so much. That was that's a lot of money. I truly, truly appreciate you. You don't have to do that, though. You guys know I will respond to chat as much as possible. So thank you so much, Mike. Can we get some claps in the chat? Thank you. Sox need to call up Marcel Meer ASAP. Keep some of those players in the minor leagues. Meer was supposed to be called up this year per MLB Pipeline. One of the three players you mentioned may not be a Hall of Famer. Not all three, though. My only problem, what's up, Brady? My only problem with calling Marcel Meer up right now is the fact that he's just so young, right? He's young and he's been injured. That's my problem. If he wasn't injured last year and he finished out, he did all right in Double A, I'd say, all right, let's push him. But he needs a full healthy season. He really hasn't had that yet. If he had that, it would be a different conversation. But because he hasn't, I think you need to keep him down there one more year so he can get fully adjusted. Make sure he can do a year healthy, because then that could be a big problem. Do I have a job outside of YouTube? Oh, yeah, 9 to 5. Had a down season Double A, was hurt. Probably needs a chunk of the season. He's at least a year away. I wouldn't say at least a year. I would say at max a year. Yeah, max a year. If he's healthy, I mean, think about it. He's 21, right? He's already Double A. He could get at least a Triple A this season, if not pushes. And here's the thing, Chance. You got to remember too. The Red Sox, these are the guys the Red Sox are building on, right? The sooner they get up here, the closer their window gets. If they aren't doing anything this year and they aren't competitive by September, they just flat out are going to bring these guys up. And I think that's a big possibility. So, yeah, I'd say a year. That's not true, Chance. They are completely different players. Versatility, $51 just to top Mike. Hamilton Sox. That is extremely generous, Versatility. And Just up, Mike is really impressive. So thank you so much, versatility. That truly means a lot to me. Am I going to a game this year? There's been a lot of debate about this. You could do whatever you want, right? You could do whatever you want. I'm not going to tell anyone not to go to games. I'm going to tell anyone to go to games. To be honest with you, I'll probably go to games this year. I probably will. You're a greeter? I'll have to look for you, Silence. I was going to answer a question. Where was it? You cannot rush a guy who's struggling to stay healthy. I agree with you, Chance. And to be honest with you, it's really not rushing to have him up by the end of the year. If he has a healthy 4 out of these 6 seasons, or 4 out of these 6 months, right? And the Red Sox are 5th place in the division again, no hopes of playoff in September. There's no reason not to bring him up. Yeah, Donald, you're not wrong. How much are the Red seats this season? By midseason, probably pretty cheap. I'm not saying he's definitely coming up this season. I'm saying he's not going to be a 2025 September call-up. I think at maximum, you're going to see him midway through 2025. I think he could even be at the beginning of 2025. I think that's a realistic timeline for Marcel Meer. $5 from Noah. Can we get some claps to the chat for Noah? He says, appreciate all the content you create, has made the offseason bearable. Noah, I truly appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you. Means a lot. How far is Roman Anthony being Major League ready? Roman's got time, right? He's 19. He's had one breakout season. He was sort of an underrated prospect. You give him time. Let him sort of figure out, is this a consistent transition he's making into legitimate stardom? He's got some time. I would say mid 2025 for Roman Anthony, like best case scenario. To be honest with you, again, it depends, right? If he's crushing it again this year and the Red Sox are out of it in September, he's probably going to get a call up, because why not, right? Gleno? Oh no. Did Gleno say something? Let's see. No, he didn't say anything yet. When was Roman Anthony drafted? He was drafted last 2022 with Mikey Romero. Nothing new? Oh, okay. The Red Sox should sign J.D. Martinez or Justin Turner. They're looking for versatility in the bullpen. The biggest problem I have right now is that even if the ownership's goal is to stay under the luxury tax, if you trade Kenley Jansen, you could still get legitimate, hey, I'm going to go and get Montgomery for 5 years and Justin Turner for 2 years, or Jorge Soler or Rhys Hoskins or CJ Cron, right? Excuse me, for 2 years, and you're improving this year's team while also building towards that 2026 window. That's 100% doable. So why aren't you doing that? That's my problem. $5 from Mr. Money Mike Madness. Mike, please stop donating, man. You're gonna don't waste your money on me. He says spring training brings potential roster spots. If they do good enough, they could win a spot. Who? Anyone, I guess. Yeah, they have to be on the 40-man, but Mikey Romero fall off is sad. He's just been injured. Would love for a Jansen for Jack Leiter stream trade. If that happens, I'm all in. I would love that. Yeah, it is, Chance. Interesting timing. What's up, Madden? Who am I most excited about for the big three? My favorite prospect for a while, like attitude-wise, potential-wise, has been Marcel Meer for a little bit. So I'm most excited to see, especially with the hype surrounding him that's been there for a long time. I'm excited to see what he can do. We'll sort of see, right? But that's the guy, and I know it's sort of the cop out. Oh, Corbin's going for the big prospect. Yeah, right. He's the guy who's been at the top of these lists for a long time until Roman Anthony took over. He's the guy who, when drafted, everyone was like, "Holy hell, this is the next dude in Boston," right? That's the one I'm most excited to see. They don't even, honestly, Donald, they don't even need to sign an ace. If the Red Sox sign a legitimate number 2, if they sign Jordan Montgomery and they get a Jorge Soler, this team could be competitive. I'm not talking about, winning a division, but people forget the third place Tampa Bay or third place Toronto Blue Jays were in a wild card spot last year. They could get to that with a Jordan Montgomery and a Jorge Soler, 100%. Mike, please don't do that. Yeah, I saw that, depressed. Red Sox edition of Would You Rather, where I come up with the questions. Maybe we could do that for a members only stream. When does Myers start? The beginning of the year. Do I play MLB Show? I did for a while. 2023 kind of got me off of it, though. I didn't love 2023. I'll get back into it for 2024, though. Would I be happy if they signed Kershaw? No. You need reliable innings. I love Kershaw. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. But, no. No, you need someone who can eat it, and on top of that too, you need to continue with the vision, right? If you're hell bent on not competing until your core is really ready to go, I mean, truly competing, pushing your chips in for a division, then use this free agency to build up to that period. Jordan Montgomery is still going to be a solid pitcher in 2026. You put him in a rotation. Say you go out in 2025, you get Walker Buehler, you get Corbin Burns, you get Shane Bieber. You put him at the top here, or Brian Bayo develops into a 1, and you put Jordan Montgomery in the 3. You get Bayo, or you put Bayo at the top here, and you get Burns or Walker Buehler in there. Going to 2026, that's a good goddamn rotation, right? So, what is holding the Red Sox back? Any news on the Red Sox rookie minicamp? Nah, just that they're there. Is Justin Turner returning? The latest I've heard is they are in conversation, but nothing crazy happening. That's it. Does Ref Snyder, McGuire, and Kenley make sense for Luzardo? Not even close. Not even close. Welcome in, Jackson. Keep the top 3 prospects and make the best package for Luzardo. I mean, it's probably Duran, Rafaela, York, Valdez, one more. Right? Duran, Rafaela, York, Valdez, more. I mean, if you think about it, you're the Marlins. Why would you take anything less? What's up, Butt Munch? Does Casas reach 30 bombs next year? I think he could. Yeah. Yeah, I just that's the most frustrating part to me, because it's like if you're building for 2026, why must you wait to make your 2026 team better? Because you could help yourself in the short term and the long term with a couple of signings. Right? You just need a couple of people, and this team can scrappy its way into a wild card spot, and we saw in 21 what happens when you do that. right? Oh, there was a core in 21. There's a core right now. Bayo, Casas, Duran, Yoshida, Story, right? If Story bounces back, that's a pretty legitimate core. Now, obviously, you're asking for Trevor Story to bounce back. We don't know if that's going to happen. We don't know what's going to happen with Grissom. We don't know what's going to happen with Abreu, Rafaela, O'Neal, right? There's a lot of question marks, but there were a lot of question marks in 21 too. You could see what happens when that core is established and you have those sort of veteran role-playing pieces around it. Now, you add into that core Jordan Montgomery, and all of a sudden, hey, you've got the chance to compete 24, 25, 26, win a division, win a World Series. It's not anything crazy. It's not like we're asking the Boston Red Sox to do what the Dodgers did and spend $1 billion. We're asking them to spend $200 million. Right? And it's ludicrous to me that that's sort of over the that to where I'm sitting here going, that's all they need to do. But we're all thinking to ourselves, they're not going to do that, right? I don't know. How many years do we see New Fenway Park? Never. Fenway Park's an historical landmark. It can't get torn down. John Sterling. I don't get that reference, Mike. You're going to have to explain it. I'm sorry. I am Versatility. Another $2. Versatility. Stop giving me money. Can we get some claps in the chat? I get waiting, but then lock up Casas and Bayo. Yeah. I mean, that sounds pretty good to me. Sounds like a plan to me, right? If you're gonna wait, if your window's 26 to 30, basically, don't you want to make sure those guys are there and they're cost controlled? That'd be my guess. But if you're a prospect, if you're Bayo or Casas, I'm sitting there in the room. I'm saying, where's this going? Right? Where am I? If I'm gonna be a free agent by 2029. Why? What's the team going to look like? What is your long-term plan? Because if it's anything like it is now, I'm gonna take my chances in free agency, and the San Diego Padres by that time will be able to offer me $400 million. So it's a two-way road, right? Versatility. But if I'm the Red Sox, this is what you got to do. It's what you got to do. Donald, I think it's because he has more value in center field. Henry is willing to spend, but Breslow needs to be persuasive. Don't think Heim was good at that. Yeah, I don't know if Breslow is. I don't know if Breslow is comfortable doing that. Drew, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Truly means a lot to me. Every single one of you who's donated tonight. Thank you so much. He says, what day am I going to Winter Weekend? I'll be there the whole weekend. I'll be there Friday and Saturday. Doing a little vlog. Hoping to, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what transpires on Winter Weekend. But I had a lot of fun making the vlog last year, and I think you guys really liked it. So we're going to do it again. Whether or not I'm the only person there or not, it's a different story. But I'll be there. Yeah, JB, you're not wrong. Another $5 from Mike. Mike, again, stop giving me money, man. Are you ready to watch the Yankees broadcast make a fool of themselves? I cannot wait for the first clip. I cannot wait for the first clip. Carabas isn't going to be there, so it's just going to be me. Oh, I got a thing of water. Oh no, I brought it in here. We're good. Yeah, Fernando Tatis Jr. is never happening. Any underrated stars you want them to trade for? Mr. Money Mike Madness was actually the first person to get this on my radar. Tariq Skubal. If we're talking underrated, I do that. TJ, you're probably not super off, right? You're probably not super wrong there. But again, they don't need to be superstars, right? They don't need to be superstars. They just need to be solid everyday players. You get a solid everyday shortstop, second base, whatever, in Marcel Meer. You get a well above average center fielder in Roman Anthony. And then you get a above league average catching and defense, or catching an offensive catcher, all of a sudden you're in a much better spot, right? I think a lot of people are assuming the Red Sox are waiting on these guys to be superstars. I don't think it'll be superstars. I think they're waiting for them to be solid major league players, impact major league players, because there's a difference, right? There's a difference between a impact player and an everyday Hall of Famer. $5 again from Versatility. Versatility, thank you so much. You guys are incredible tonight. It's sad that our most profitable stream is a stream about the Red Sox not doing anything. That's a metaphor for this year. Yeah. Oh, well. It happens. How else will I afford my girlfriend's ring? True. True. Found your content's a few weeks back. Love the diehard Sox community here. Much love for the consistent content. Thank you so much, Harrison. Welcome in. And you guys, honestly, Red Seat community has got to be one of the more intelligent baseball communities on the entire internet. And that's not just me being like, oh, it's my community, it's the best. I mean, genuinely, right? You guys talk about statistics, hypotheticals. Everything you talk about, for the most part, is really, really intelligent. And that's one of the biggest reasons I love this community. It's just, you guys have been absolutely incredible. It's truly impressive. I don't think there's any Willie. What I think ownership is doing is covering their ass. They're blaming Craig Breslow. They're using him as a scapegoat already. How much is Boris Corp to blame for the halt? Pretty decent amount. What's up, Pac-Man? Are people expecting Teal to be a great player or a great catcher? Because there's a big difference. I would say catcher. I wouldn't say overall player. For me, the issue is I can understand the rebuild, wanting to wait for young core, but they shot themselves in the foot with the full throttle stuff. Yeah. No, you're 100% right. Absolutely not genetic. Absolutely no. He tweets it out every 6 months. Mike with $2 says, hey, everybody, donate to Corbin. Please don't give me your money. I feel bad taking it. Writing in Corbin for the New Hampshire primary next week. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. Give us a clap in the chat for Mike. Thank you so much. Sorry to hear that, Pac-Man. I was sick this week too. It's tough. $10 from I'm Beast. You guys this is ridiculous. Thank you so much. He says, thanks for making consistent bangers. I'm trying my best. Asking me how I read chat. How do I read chat? I just sort of pick a comment and talk about it, and then I try to catch back up. It's a little bit easier tonight. Last week was pretty tough, but you'll fund my campaign, Mike? All right, I'm in. What's my running platform? What's my very early 2024 World Series? I don't know how I don't say the Los Angeles Dodgers, right? And how do you not say the Dodgers? So my early predictions, the Dodgers versus the AL isn't really super strong this year. Dodgers versus Orioles. What do I think of Craig's move so far? I think they've been a good move. I think it's been good, right? I think it's been solid so far. I don't really have anything to complain about Craig Breslow-wise. I think, honestly, what a lot of Craig Breslow's doing, and the reason it's so slow, is, one, because he got Boris, but two, because he's trying to assess the situation, right? Imagine jumping into this ship, and you're jumping into this train wreck, basically. I think that's part of it. Red Sox spend money. That's my platform. What's the number one hat you're going to wear this season for the live streams? We'll probably still do the same. I don't know. We'll see what Foco gives us. If Foco's doing anything new, we'll do that. Yeah, we'll do that. But if not, we still have our straw hat over here. I also have this, it's a popcorn bucket from one time my girlfriend got popcorn at the game, and so she kept it. Oh, how often do I check up on Discord? I don't get notifications for Discord, so if you tag me and stuff, I'll look at it. But if not, I probably not rarely, not enough. That's a good question. Get me a helmet. If you get me a full helmet, I will definitely wear it. When am I getting my tattoo? Eric, will you stop bringing that up? I'm nervous about it. I'll get it. I'll get my tattoo at 10,000 subscribers. Do I stream all regular season games? No, my girlfriend would kill me. I do once a week. We do once a week. We do live stream season games. Return the mustache next November. Prodigy. I don't know. If they're trying to stay under the luxury tax, I don't think they need to delegate that much money to their bullpen. You know how much $6 billion is? It's a lot of money. Corbin B, yeah, I'd be deathly ill, I think, if I'd be deathly ill if I streamed all 162 games. I think someone would have to resuscitate me. Quit my job, I'll help. Yeah, if I quit my job, it'd be a lot of help too. Yeah, they're not. No one's selling the Red Sox. No one's selling the Red Sox. Maxwell, a member for 8 months. Thank you so much, Maxwell. I love that you watch my videos too. Thank you so much, buddy. Do you think Breslow knew going in FSG wasn't going to spend? Here's sort of. So what I can gather from this Tom Werner call that Sean McAdams had in the article that came out, I think the Red Sox, you know what the sad part is here? I think the Red Sox did want to spend. I thought they genuinely thought that they were going to have a really good shot at Yamamoto. And I think they thought that the money, whatever it was, and I'm going to tell you it probably wasn't as close as we think it's going to be. If that offer ever comes out, I think a lot of us are going to be like, that's ridiculous. But either way, I think they genuinely thought they were going to get Yamamoto. I think they thought they were going to spend. So, but then you don't get Yamamoto, and they're looking around and they're like, well, Snell to me screams Chris Sale or David Price. He does. He screams it, right? If he's screaming it to us as fans, imagine what it's screaming to the person who paid for Chris Sale and David Price. Jordan Montgomery, to me, is like, what are you doing? Sign this idiot. What are you doing, right? But so they're reassessing the market, and what that's leading to is a lack of spending. So I think they did think they were going to spend, however naive or what's the right word? I guess naive is the best word. However naive they thought they were, or however not naive they were. You know what I'm saying, right? I think the idea was to spend, and now that they didn't get Yamamoto, they're trying to figure out what to do next. What about $10,000 donate for him to do the tattoo? I could clear that in a few days. If someone donated me $10,000, I would get Red Seat Radio, like the words Red Seat Radio tattooed across my chest. Do you think Cabrera and the Marlins is a realistic target for the Red Sox? I do. Yeah, and I think I think Cabrera, I think Braxton Garrett, I think Bryce Miller, Wu, right? All these people. I think those are the targets we should be looking at as Red Sox fans, because they want these guys to be good from 24 and 26, or from 24 and 25, but they want them to be great in 26, right? So they're not looking for 3 years left to control, 2 years left to. They're looking for 6-7 years left to control, and that's the type of group we're talking about. I think the Red Sox side, Yamamoto is going to be 200, 250. Yeah, exactly. I think that's exactly what they thought. And to be honest with you, versatility, they probably had a shot at getting him if the Dodgers didn't do what they did with Shohei Ohtani. If they paid Shohei Ohtani even $60 million a year, right? Then they're out on Yamamoto, and all of a sudden the Yankees didn't get close to what the Dodgers offered. The Red Sox would have been more in the ballpark, and then you sort of get that bidding war a little bit, right? And then, if they're truly hell-bent on it, maybe they get closer. But they submit a bid. Say they submitted a bid for $275 million plus whatever the posting fee was, which pushes it over $300 million. And then they see that the Dodgers are offering $400 million with the bidding fee included, and they're like, wait a second. You know what I mean? But if they had submitted the bid for $275 million and then the Yankees submitted for $310 million, that's like what, $35 million difference? All of a sudden here, you know what I mean? It's a little bit different. And so I think, I think they realize that, and it's like, well, we're completely out of it. We're completely out of it. When's the next CBA? If the last one was 21 into 22, it would be 20 at the end of the 26th season. Go and protest. The problem is, like, what are we gonna do? You know what I mean? Red Sox fans, what are we gonna do? We already crushed. This was the lowest park attendance since 2001. This was the worst NESN ratings in the last 20 years. Nothing's changed, right? They're hell-bent on staying this model. And if it works out, great. You know what? Winning cures everything. But if it doesn't work out, then we got a big problem. Lane, they were pretty competitive on Shota Imanaga. They actually were going to give Imanaga a lot more in his first 2 years than what the Cubs offered, with options to get to a fourth year. Problem is they weren't guaranteed, and that was the difference. Yeah, free agent signing window would be really important. Wearing Yankees hats? Listen, man, I don't care who is owning the Boston Red Sox. You won't catch me dead. That makes absolutely zero sense to me, James. That's a problem for everything, right? Versatility, that's why everyone's upset. If the Red Sox had said, hey, look, we're in a rebuilding phase. We're not going to raise the prices of tickets until we're competitive again. You guys can come, you can watch. We'll still be towards the top of the league because of how historic the Red Sox are, all that stuff, right? But we're not going to raise these prices. We're not going to do anything until we're competitive again. This is a much different conversation than we've raised ticket prices every single year. But the product on the field has, this is like, right? It's a graph, right? Here's the ticket prices. Here's the competition. At one point it was here and it was okay paying that, but all of a sudden, right now you're here. I think, yeah, Yoshida will be really good this year, I think. Ted Williams is a real go to baseball. In my opinion, he's the best hitter this game will ever see. I don't know about the greatest overall player. Yeah, Diamonds. That really aggravated me too. I don't think we've talked about this since our last live stream. I don't think we've talked about this. I've seen a lot of people saying everyone needs to boycott the Red Sox. And look, if you don't want to pay money this year for this product, I get it. I don't think anyone, you know what I mean? I don't think anyone has a problem with you saying, hey, look, I don't want to watch this team this year. Okay, great. But you can't tell me not to. One, because I'm trying to make a living doing it, right? And two, because it's hard for me to just not watch this team because I want to support these players. I want to support Rafi. I want to support Tristan. I want to go to games. I want to support these guys because at the end of the day, these guys aren't in control of how much they're getting paid. These guys aren't in control of who drafts them, who signs them in the DR or the Venezuela or the Bahamas, right? They have no control over that. I mean, they have some. But these guys were signed, a lot of these guys were signed years ago. They have no control over the situation right now. All they are trying to do is win baseball games and put their bodies on the line for the city of Boston. Those guys deserve our support. more than anything. Those guys deserve our support, and it sucks that at the same time you're also supporting the owners that you completely disagree with the philosophy of, but I'm not going to stop supporting the players because of it. And so for me, that's my problem. That's my problem. Because part of me wants to be like, yeah, boycott the team. But the rest of me is like, no. Right? Garrett Whitlock has no reason to be boycotted. Trevor Story has no reason to be boycotted. Masataka Yoshida, these guys are just playing ball. They're trying to win games. They're trying to provide for their families. And ultimately, they're trying to bring a title to the city and the team that I love. So, I don't know. That's my reasoning as for why I don't want to not, like, I'm going to go to games this year. I'm obviously going to Winter Weekend. Most of that is, to be honest with you, because it's a good time, and I love making that video for you guys. Cora's another guy. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. Who the heck is GB? I don't even know who GB is. Yeah, yes, Victor, I'm well aware. I'm well aware that you're not boycotting the players, you're boycotting the owners, but I'm saying it's like it's a double-edged sword, because by boycotting the owners, you're also boycotting. You can't do both. You can't support the players and boycott the owners. It's impossible, because they own the network it's broadcasted on, because they own the stadium they play in. The literal only way to do that is to not watch these games. Or, hey, you could not watch games, you could watch my channel, get the recaps on there. You know what I mean? That's the perfect way, right? You're still supporting the players, and you're not giving money to the owners. I'm giving money to the owners, and you're just watching me. There you go. I found the perfect workaround. There you go, guys. It's tough for me to say I'm not going to boycott the Red Sox, because I live so close. Like, not so close. I live close enough to Fenway Park where, for me, it's not a day trip. It's not I got to plan this out 6 months in advance, right? It's usually day of. Possibly even a couple hours before the game actually happens. So, yeah, you know what I mean? Listening to the radio, they own WEI. Oh my God, what is going on? Smith. Red Sea Boston boycott? Whoa. Don't lump me into this. Don't lump me into this. Sirius XM, yeah. Sirius XM. Siri, god damn it. Know what I mean? Sirius XM broadcasts WEI. So, yeah, it's the same thing. Did Breslow, I mean, he has to. They have to make moves. It's just a matter of what moves it's going to make. I just feel like the team is actually trying. I just want to feel like the team is actually trying. That's fine. Want to see my baseball cards? I don't know how I'm going to see those, Matt, but yeah, sure. They're going to sign Clevenger. I don't love it. I don't love the idea of Clevenger. It just like, PR-wise, I think it's ridiculous. I think Corey's going to leave after this season. Yeah. Unless they win and somehow pull it out, man, there's literally no good to talk about. Really no good. Have I showed you guys this? I don't think we've had a stream since Christmas. Maybe we have. This is my Holy Grail card. I got it for Christmas. Rafael Devers, Bowman Chrome first autographed card. Literally my favorite. I've been looking for this for years. My dad got it for me. Yeah. I'm not starting any boycott. Don't lump me into this. Don't love me into the boycott. Something big's going to happen before winter weekend? I think it has to. Kluber rebounds 21. What's the PSA? It's just authenticated. It's not graded. You think we'll keep Alex Cora? If they don't sign Alex Cora before the season, I don't think so. In my opinion. Thanks for coming, Edward. Yeah, see, TD, you telling me to do that makes you want to, like, people telling me you can't watch these games or can't go to anything makes me want to go to them exponentially more. That's just really what I am. Would Veritek be next in line? I don't think so. Who would I like to see take over as manager? Dude, I can't even wrap my head around it. Why does ownership suck? I can't tell you. I wish I had answers. It sucks not having answers. You know what I mean? It sucks not having these answers because all I want to do is explain things to you guys as much as possible. And I can't. There's no explanation I have right now. Cora will retire? No. I did watch some football this weekend. Corbin for next manager? I would love to be. I would love to manage a team. I would get crucified because I would only shoot from the hip. That's all I do. That's all I would do. If I was a GM, what would my first move be? I would publicize what the Red Sox budget was. That's genuinely that's the first thing I would do. I would sit there and I would say, "Hey, just so you guys know, this is what I'm working with. This is what I'm working with." Because I think a lot of fans would appreciate that. And then I would go out, I'd sign Jordan Montgomery. Because it is unbelievably frustrating to me that they aren't willing to legitimately pull the trigger on that. Because it quite literally fixes public perception, because this is one of the three or four biggest starting pitchers on the market. It helps you build towards that 2026 goal, and you could stay under the luxury tax. That's it. Right? It's so dumb to not do this. It's so dumb to not do it. Would I get fired for that? Probably. What's John Henry's Venmo? Yeah, everyone Venmo Henry $1. Let's get some people in here. It'd have to be longer than that versatility. It would have to be like 12 years. 12 years for Casas and Bayo, because they're already locked up. I mean, they don't even enter. They're not free agent eligible until 2029, which is what, 5 years away. 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 6 years away. So I guess 8 years would work. I would want it to be like 10. Maybe not for Bayo, but for Casas, I do like 10 years. The worst part is Montgomery wants to come to Boston with his wife working in Boston. No, he never said he wants to come to Boston. That's been misconstrued a little bit. His wife did a residency in Boston, and that's 1 year. Do I want Jorge Soler? Yes. Not hating on Alex Cora, but what's your thoughts on his performance? I love Alex Cora. I think what he does, the most important job of a manager, and Jack Riley Gillick, for those of you who remember him, my first moderator, he said it the best, right? The manager's number one job in baseball is to manage personalities, and that's what Alex Cora does best. Do I agree with every single one of his in-game calls? No, I don't, right? There are clearly times where if I was managing, I would have done something different. But I think overall he's done exactly what you need of him and more. So, yes, I think Alex Cora has done a great job. It's just he can only do so much. He can only do so much. That would be a lineup money. Why are people so diehard on Bayo? Because there's a lot of There's a lot of potential with Bayo. Hey, Corbin, are you mad at the Red? Am I mad at the Red seat as Frank is at the Mets? No, I don't think so. I don't think I could ever have a rant like Frank the Tank does. I don't think I'm capable of that. How many more years do you think Bogarts will be an above-average player, and how bad do you think the contract will be? I'd say like 5 more years he'll be able to play the field, and then he'll probably end up as more of a DH type. No, depressed. That would take over his arbitration years. I've run into Pedroia here in Phoenix before. He's just as cool in person, I'm sure. Have I missed anything? A lot of ranting, a lot of raving about not raving, a lot of ranting, a lot of talk about the Red Sox ownership, what's going to happen. Hey, Corbin, already answered that. I'm pretty bullish on Winkowski in the future, looking good in his big league time. Would you be interested to see him as a starter? I don't love the idea of him as a starter. I think what made him good in the bullpen was that he was able to flush everything out. He was up to, he went from 92 to 98 on his sinker. His cutter was moving more because he was able to go all out on all of those. I think him moving to the rotation puts him back into that head space on top of that. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't love the idea. I would rather him stay in the bullpen. And I get the idea of them trying him to try him as a starter, but Roman Anthony or Marcel Meer, I'm sticking with Marcelo, man. I am. And because that's my guy. That's my guy. But Roman's a fantastic player, don't get me wrong. If you could trade any starting pitcher, who would you try for? If I could trade for any starting pitcher, Yamamoto. Yamamoto and his deal, give me that. Outside of him, give me Corbin Burns on a 6-year deal. That's what I'd like. Bauer was up there with Frank. Yeah, that Bauer was bad. Jack Riley Gillick's still around. Yeah, he's lurking. It has to be Levi. There has to be something. Has to be. Why is his wife working? Because his wife has her own dreams and aspirations. Weird question. How could we have 5 starting pitchers who are all righties? Jordan Montgomery's a lefty. Where's Kenley going? I would say the Dodgers. Do I think the Red Sox are going towards an Astros type rebuild? I think they already have been. Not Spencer Strider. Spencer's a good pick. I just think his arm's going to blow out at some point. Okay, TD. What team do I think Turner's going to? I think he ultimately ends up with the Mariners or the Mets. Yeah, Edward, we talked about that a little earlier. Ben Joyce and Patrick Sandoval. Patrick Sandoval concerns me. I wouldn't love him. Ben Joyce would be interesting. Cost a lot though. I didn't, Prodigy. I'm not interested in watching it. What happened with Bobby? I don't know. McDonald's or Burger King? It's McDonald's on a landslide. Matt McClain? Still would love Matt McClain. Don't know where you'd slot him in at this point. Would love him. Sandy Leone would fix this team. Would Duvall be good on another 1-year deal? If he's willing to sign a 1-year deal, I think he comes back. The Red Sox want versatility in their right-handed spot, DH spot. He fits that pretty well. Do I watch any soccer? I do not. Miguel Blaze be ready. 2020 end of 2026 would be my guess for Miguel Blaze. Depends on how he does this year. I don't even know how old he is. I think Miguel Blaze is 19 or 20. He's 19. So he's going into his age 20 season. I believe. Yeah, he's going into his age 20 season. So we'll see kind of how he does and then go from there. Who would I bat leadoff if the Rangers trade for pitching? Either Vaughn Grissom, because why not at that point? Masataka Yoshida, or I think that's kind of your two options, to be honest with you. Wilyer Abreu, maybe. He's a lot of swing and miss. My favorite type of MLB player, for example, power hitter, etc. I like a high contact guy that's got a pretty decent amount of power. Someone who sprays the ball all over the field but can hit 20, 25 home runs. Would I rather win one World Series and then lose 10 years of 90-plus games, or 10 straight years and win 3 World Series? Oh. Would I rather win one World Series and then lose 10 years in a row, or lose 90-plus games for 10 straight years and win 3 World Series? I mean, there have to be 3 World Series, right? Do I think Grissom's going to be... I think he'll be serviceable, Levi. I don't think he'll be super good. I don't think he'll be super good, but I think he'll be serviceable. Make Corbin the ace? Hey, I had a mean changeup back in the day. Would I entertain trading for Gilbert? Of course I'd entertain trading for Gilbert. You crazy? Corbin, who do you think will be the number 1 prospect in the MLB draft in 2025? Because we would need it. I don't know. Bring back Rich Hill? I'm in. Do you think the Red Sox will trade Kenley? I do. Cabrera to Boston in a trade? I think when you're looking at who the Red Sox are going to bring in, I don't think it's going to be a Luzardo. I don't think it's going to be an Ace. I don't think it'll be a Cease or a Burns. I think it'll be a Wu, a Cabrera, a Braxton, one of those guys. Was Giolito a dumb signing? No. What do you think about Isaac Paredes? I don't think Isaac is eligible. The one who's on the block is Harold Ramirez. What if I just type in Harold? What comes up? Harold Ramirez. There we go. DH Harold Ramirez would be pretty interesting. He's a free agent in 2026, so kind of fits that timeline, right? He's been good, great, pretty solid the last 2 years. Doesn't walk a ton, doesn't strike out a ton, but gets a lot of hits. He's not a huge home run guy, but would probably do pretty good in the monster, right? Like that. I think that'd be a pretty decent DH option if they're not looking to spend. What's the over/under on wins this year? Thanks, Corbin. Depends on what the final roster ends up shaking like. If they stay sort of like this, I'd say under over 78. Would I rather sign Soto next season or trade for Tatis this offseason? I know the Tatis one won't happen. I would trade for Tatis. Yeah, Tanner, you're not wrong. Why the Red Sox signed Dever? They knew they wouldn't win anytime soon. I think they were forced to sign Dever. I think they realized, hey, we can't keep letting these guys walk, or it's going to be absolute disaster. And so they picked Devers because he's younger. Do you think Chris Sale has an impact season for the Braves? Yeah. Yes. Harold Ramirez pretended to be like die against the Red Sox after crashing into the wall. Oh yeah, that's right. Is there room for Turner to go another round again? Yeah. I like Ken Griffey Jr. that can also hit a 95-mile-an-hour home run fastball. These are kindergarten questions. James, what are you talking about? Sometimes I look at chat, and I'm trying to decipher what you guys are saying, and I get messages like this. I like a Ken Griffey Jr. that can also pitch a 95-mile-an-hour home run fastball. And then he follows that up with, these are kindergarten questions. Like, people are asking me kindergarten questions. James, do you realize I don't work for the Red Sox? What hard questions do I need to answer for? Who is the All-Star representative for the Red Sox this year? I think it'll be Devers. Honestly, I think there's a couple of people who legitimately have actual chances of being All-Stars. I think Yoshida, anyone in the outfield's tough because you've got Aaron Judge, Mike Trout, who are pretty much locks every year. So you only have one spot open. So with everyone else made in the AL, right? It's going to be tough for an outfielder to make it. But Rafi, I think, has a pretty good shot. Tristan, I think, has a pretty good shot. And then, yeah, I think those are sort of the two right now. You think Teal will be up by the end of the year? Yeah, I think so. You think this is Cora's last season? I think it depends on how they do, man. I think it depends on how they do. Sox need to win. I would agree. You like the yellow unis? I do like the yellow unis. Yeah, Noah, that's their next big move. I don't think it'll impact us all that much, Hardneck. Costa's the All-Star? I think so. Would I rather have Arenado or Matt Chapman defensively? Defensively is tough, man. I think it's Arenado. What players am I going to meet at Winter Weekend? Yeah, it's randomized, so I don't know. I don't have access to anything. Just a fan with a camera. Chris, you can't accuse people of shit like that, dude. Sorry for the word. You can't accuse people of stuff like that. Don't make comments like that. Don't be an idiot. Which team you think has the best City Connect jerseys? Padres have some fire. I love the Padres. I don't know why people don't like them. Padres are good. Honestly, Cincinnati's are pretty solid. Honestly, I really like them. I work for John Henry. I wish. I wish. What's my ultimate dream for the Red Sox the next 10 years? My ultimate dream for the Red Sox is that they achieve their goal of being a legitimate competitor year in and year out, right? I think that should be the goal for everyone else. That should be the goal for the ownership. They should be year in and year out. White Sox, yeah, that's a good City Connect jersey too. Should the Red Sox trade for Royce Lewis and Pablo Lopez? I wish. Yeah, good point. Versatility, you guys do. Yeah. You think Chaim Bloom will turn the Cardinals around? Nah, he doesn't have big enough. Not him himself, no. Would I rather have Alcantara or Snell? Alcantara. Tommy Pham is a good option. Would be economical. I feel like Alex Wood with the Bailey connection is interesting also. I would absolutely hate the idea of the Red Sox bringing back. I would absolutely hate the idea of the Red Sox bringing back Tommy Pham. I think that would be ridiculous. There are more options that are going to be $5-6 million cheaper or more expensive that are going to be much bigger impacts. If they do that, I mean, it's ridiculous. Alex Wood, maybe. Alex Wood, I could see that being sort of the. Oh God, Alex Wood, there he is. I mean, he's been in the league a long time, but he's only 33. How did he do last season? He did fine last season. Wasn't anything crazy. How many starts did he get? Games started. Half of his games started. Cora's fired by July? No, they won't fire Cora. He'll leave. Mike Trout or Julio Rodriguez right this second, like right going into next year? I would say Julio Rodriguez. What's the next video? I'll probably be talking about You know what sucks is that the only thing to talk about right now is ownership. So I feel like I've made, thousands of videos about ownership. So tomorrow is probably going to be talking about the Breslow and Tom Werner comments and see how it goes. Yeah, I probably would too, versatility. Wonder if they'll try and trade. I think Mitch Keller's got a really high price tag for what he is. I think Pivetta could be a three pitcher. No, I think he could be a really, really solid 4 pitcher. Red Sox Sporkle quiz. Would people even watch that? Do you think the Rays would package a Rosarena to us for the right package or not a chance? I've always wanted them. I'd be shocked. I'd be shocked if he did. If they did. What am I going to do at winter weekends? I'm just going to do what everyone else is doing. I'm going to walk around. I do want to, one of the things I want to do that I didn't do last year is I interviewed a couple of fans. I want to interview more, especially this year, because, right, there's so much controversy around actually going to winter weekends. So, I want to try and get more of that. There's not going to be a ton of, like last year we got Carabas and Lenny DiNardo, and I'll try and get some Ness and broadcasters or something in there. But obviously Carabas isn't. There's not really any other like big creators going, so can I interview players? I don't have access to that. I wish I did, but I don't have access to that. So it's just going to be from the point of view of a fan. Yankees going to be good next year? They should be. That's cool, Braden. I had more questions answered when I wasn't a member. Gritty, I don't even see. When was the last time you even asked a question? You even asked a question. The last thing you said was they need a righty bat. Yes, they need a righty bat. Oh, is any of the ownership going to be at winter weekends? Tom Werner will be there, but he's not going to be on stage. It's just going to be Sam Kennedy and Craig Breslow. When is winter weekend? It starts Friday. I love the crazy, ridiculous videos that are unrealistic. If you think some crazy trade package never happened, like the Tatis video, I got torched for that. I got absolutely torched for that. Yankees are the most overrated team in baseball. Soto and something can't save their offense. I don't know, man. They'll be pretty good. Yeah, I hope Red Sox fans don't boo Craig Breslow. There's no reason to boo him. What's the under-over on him? I think there's going to be some pretty nasty stuff said to him on stage, to be honest with you. What's the under-over on? Oh, I just said that. Corbin, what's your reaction if the Red Sox sign Domingo Germán? I will burn this channel to the ground. I think I've sworn in one video, I think, the entirety that I've had this channel, and we're going on 2 years. This will be my 3rd season covering the Red Sox. And during that time, there's been one video where I've sworn, and besides like goddamn, but that's not really a swear. And it was during the Xander Bogaerts video. It will be ridiculous if they sign Domingo Germán. It would be ridiculous. What video I swear in? It was the Xander Bogaerts video, I think. Would I participate in the warehouse games if Jimmy asked me to? Absolutely. Who do you want to be our 2 lefties out of the bullpen? I want one of them to be Bernardino. I think he's earned it. Bernardino was, he was quite literally our best starter last year, right? The other one is interesting because you don't really have an answer there. I think Sean Murphy showed you enough last year that he could be, there's something to work with. Brandon Walter's a little bit different. But I think Chris Murphy. I always say Sean Murphy. Chris Murphy deserves that chance for a little bit. I think we're going to see that fight. Oh, dude. Oh, versatility. That'd be. I would self implode. Sign Matt Moore? Yeah, I would be. Can we stop crying as a fan base? Unfortunately, Shooter, I got to try and make a living off of crying about this team, so. Garrett Crochet? Didn't we trade them, Garrett Crochet? That's sweet, Hardneck. Do I have a podcast? No, but I have been thinking, chat. I have been thinking. I can't say anything. How much does rent cost in Boston for a 19-year-old for 1 month over the summer? I don't think you're going to be able to get a place for 1 month. You might be able to Airbnb something for 1 month, but it'll probably be like 6,000. I don't know. Yeah, you do have to get roommates. You're not gonna be able to get a place by yourself. Shooter, to your point, you get it. Spend, yeah, but there's not a lot of good free agents. I would say you can spend. There's still people out there that'll help your team, right? If you get Jordan Montgomery now, he's still going to be a benefit of your team over the next few years. If your true window is 26 to 28, say that's when you're going to be like, I'm pushing all in. We're going to try and build a long-term contender. That's it right there, 26 to 28. Having Jordan Montgomery until 2029, 2030 is going to help you during that time span, and it's going to improve this year, and you don't have to go over the luxury tax. He's not a must-have now. He is a must-have now, right? Because right now you either go with an ace or you go with a whole lot of 2s and 3s. And right now you've got 2s and 3s. Cutter, who you don't really know, right? There's a lot of good with Cutter, but you don't really know what he's going to look like next season. Pavetta's not a 2 or 3. Houck isn't a 2 or 3. Whitlock's not healthy enough to be a 2 or 3. Winkowski's not a 2 or 3. You need 3 guys minimum if you're going to go without an ace for a season. Must have no, because think about it. Think about it, right? Last year, the Red Sox were in a wild card spot until their starters could no longer provide you with legitimate starts. If 2023 had starters that could legitimately pitch every 5 days and could give you 5-6 innings of around 4 ERA consistently, if you had 4 or 5 guys like that, you were making a playoff spot. So no, it's not the difference between 4th place and last place. It's the difference between last place and a legitimate wild card spot, right? Because you had one more guy in there, and say he wins you another 10 games. Okay, so suddenly you go from 78 to 88 wins. That's a big difference. That's a big difference. Who's clueless? I'm clueless. Tell me why I'm clueless, Alistair. Go ahead. I love this. Tell me why I'm clueless. We need innings, sure, but we need upside. Yeah. Yes. Jordan Montgomery's upside is a 2 or a 3. That's his. Jordan Montgomery's upside is pitching like an ace. That's his upside. Corbin, not you. You said Corbin, I'm sorry, bud, but you're wrong, and then said clueless. Who are you talking to? Right? Like Jordan Montgomery. And the other thing, too, is Shooter, is that if you are able to add Montgomery, then you're also able to allow these other players to develop while you've got your 2 inning eaters. Right? And then you've got Bayo on top of that. Now you can focus on, hey, we know Jordan Montgomery's going to go out there every 5 days. He's going to give you, let's see, over the last, I think it was the last 5 or 6 seasons. Since 2021, over 4 teams, Jordan Montgomery has given you a 383, a 348, and a 320. He's had 2 seasons with an ERA above 4, and those seasons were 2019 where he was injured and only pitched in 2 games, and 2020 where he only started 10 games. Right? So if you think about it, you know Jordan Montgomery's going to be able to give you 5 innings. You know Brian Bayo at his minimum is going to be a solid 3 starter. You know if you could get Lucas Giolito on point, he's going to be a solid 3 starter. Now you've got 3 guys who are going to be able to eat innings, give you solid production, and you can focus on, hey, now we know we have an I know pile. For the first time in a couple of years here, you've got an I know pile with the pitching staff. Now you can focus on, okay, how do we get Cutter into this pile? How do we get Pivetta into this pile? Pivetta himself, right? If Pivetta brings that slider that he had at the end of the year into this year, he's kind of in that pile already. Right? If you could get as many people as you can into that pile, you're going to be a successful team. Jordan Montgomery isn't just a 3. He's a 3 that eats inning. He's a 3 that's going to most likely give you an under 4 ERA and be at the top of this rotation. That's a big difference for this team. It's not between 4th and 5th. That's between, and again, you don't need to be top of the division anymore. That's the difference between 5th and 3rd place. Then it's the difference between 5th and 3rd place, but it's the difference between you missing the wild card and you making the wild card. And that's what we care about. Legitimately. That's what all the fans care about, because we know they're not going for the division. We know that they're building from the youth, but that doesn't mean you can't be competitive in the meantime under the luxury tax and successfully. Right? The Blue Jays were 3rd place in the AL East, and they won what? They won 87, I think it was, games, and they made a wild card spot. Jordan Montgomery gives you 10 wins more than you had last year. You're in a wild card spot. Simple as that. Simple as that. So I don't know. You know what I mean? Like I understand that, hey, Jordan Montgomery's he's not the splashy move. He's not the move that's going to transform this organization. But he could be the move to put you over the top. And on top of that, too, they're clearly not looking to make the splashy move this offseason. So make a solid one. Make a solid one. How many Red Sox jerseys do I have? I only have 4 Red Sox. I need to get more Red Sox jerseys. We should chase all of them, Johnny. We should chase all of them. Do I have season tickets? No, I buy last minute tickets on Game Time. Not an ad, but I do. Holy rant. Yeah, sorry. I hate going on rants, but yeah, sometimes this is the best place to do it because I truly get all my thoughts out. Do I have a Pedro Martinez jersey? I don't. No. I agree, Edward. I agree. How would I feel if they signed Snell to a 1-year, $25 million deal? I think Snell got robbed if that happens. Will we be in on Corbin Burns next year? Honestly, I don't know. I don't know. Corbin, do you think we make a trade? Breslow seems intent on improving starting pitching. I think we do make a trade, but I think it'll be a much smaller trade than people are expecting. I could tell. Luzardo, it's not going to be Luzardo. Will Marcel Meer be our shortstop in 2025? Maybe not to start the year. I love Edward Cabrera. Edward Cabrera's potential is crazy. His floor is also crazy too, right? His floor is basically middle innings reliever, which sucks. But his ceiling is legitimately a top of the rotation guy. Think it could be Braxton Garrett. If they get Braxton Garrett without giving up any of the big 3, I love it. Like Edward Cabrera's baseball savant page is the only thing he was really bad at walking. His control was terrible. Everything else was incredible. Incredible. Like, look at this. That's ridiculous. For someone who's been in the league for like 2 years, that's absurd. Right? That's a lot of red. If they could get that, I'm in. Yeah, Edward Cabrera was. Yeah. Am I crazy to think we trade Devers at the deadline if we suck again? Yeah, you are. If you could predict who on this team has the best chance to the Hall of Fame, I mean Kenley, right? Yeah, I would have said Chris Sale after him. Probably Rafi after that. Yeah, you too, man. Thanks for stopping by. I think we're going to see a big year out of Marcel Meer. I really do. I think we're going to see a big year. The hell? I tweeted out, it would be incredibly funny if after everything this offseason, the Red Sox were just really good. But wouldn't that be hilarious? Like, we have one of the worst off seasons in years. And they're just really good in 24. And people are like, people are going crazy. This would not be funny. This is the kind of thing that when happens, it powers ownership to keep doing the same BS. 2021 was great, but it brought them several more years that they didn't have and actively trying to compete. Oh, yeah? Real funny. Like, haha, I amuse you? Dance, spider. Oh, my God. I got to show you love, brother. Get ready for your gift. Yeah, I guess so, Sai. I guess. I don't know what it's going to be here, but now you're making me a little nervous. Yeah, I mean, hey, it could happen, right? It could happen. I'm not ruling it out. My predictions for the season are going to be as optimistic as possible. I'd love to see the Dodgers. Imagine the Dodgers just are terrible. I could drive a Ferrari. I'd just like to live in it. Like, that would be. They have a hypothetical $25 million to spend. That's enough for Monty. They have a hypothetical $35 to spend before the first luxury tax. How many years for Monty? I would give Monty 6 or 7. I would just get him here. Get him here. Worry about it later. See you later, Gritty. Thanks for stopping by, my friend. Sorry I missed one of your questions. I think Bogart, yeah, he does. I'll probably go to that. Bogarts was my favorite player in a very long time. Should have an open panel, Corbin, at some point. That'd be awesome. Just throwing it out there. What do you mean, like have people on? My only fear with that is that I can't, like here's my problem, right? YouTube is extremely funky with things. That $50 from Sai. Sai, thank you so much. That was extremely, extremely generous of you. That was wildly unnecessary, but I appreciate it nonetheless, my friend. Can we get some claps in the chat for Sai? Thank you so much. That really means a lot. Thank you. And no message to go along with that. Just a pair destroying a city. I really, Sai, that means a lot. Thank you. Bring us on and post it later if someone. Yeah. That's an interesting idea, Shooter. But let me explain to you guys why I've been hesitant to do it. YouTube is really, really funny with things that go on their site. It's very specific, right? It's easier for them to sell your channel to advertisers if you are more family friendly than if you aren't. And then if you say something wrong, it could get you demonetized. Like, it's very, very sticky with how you make money on YouTube. And I trust 99.9% of you guys, right? And I'd love to do that, but we've seen it before in the chat, and not regulars. I'm talking like bots or anything like that. They get a hold of the link, and it's a big problem, right? That's my fear. Now Corbin can loan John Henry some money. Yeah, I'll sign Jordan Montgomery and pawn him out for the Red Sox. I got to support your efforts, bro, every day you record at it. It means a lot to me, man. It really does. I thank you. You should do it, Brady. Get in there. Didn't we sign Mondesi? He's a free agent again. We are going to be that bad. Third place, last wild card. I think genuinely, Shooter, I think it's so possible. So possible, especially with the steps forward we saw from Bayo, Duran, and Casas last year. You're looking so much better positionally. Your bullpen is deep. You just need the starters. If you can get a legitimate frontline starter, doesn't need to be an ace, doesn't even really need to be a number one. Give me a solid number two. And I have some optimism about this team. I'm begging. You guys know me. I am a diehard, optimistic Red Sox fan. I am begging for some optimism right now. Begging. And if you give me Jordan Montgomery, I'm optimistic. No, I'm not unrealistically optimistic, but I'm optimistic. Think Bayo could be an ace in the future? I think Bayo could be really, really good. I don't want to put ace on him. Rays lost 2 franchise players. Who'd they lose? They lose Glasnow. They lost Glasnow. Who else went over in that Glasnow trade? Manuel Margot. They're probably going to lose Harold Ramirez. They lost Wander Franco, obviously. They're going to be. With the big 3 prospects on the track to be up at 25, if not sooner, feels like we need to unload some prospects and players for a great young right-hand Pat. Yeah, I think they do need to get. Why does my OBS do that randomly? It's so weird. Mayo. Skipping winter weekend? Nah, I'll be there. I'm making a video for you guys, so that way you guys don't have to go. I'm looking at Chris Cotillo just dropped an article. I'm looking to see if it's worth talking about. Nothing. Walk around with a GoPro. I won't be walking around with a GoPro. I got a nice. Actually, I'll show you my setup. I got these like lavalier mics. So you just hook them onto these little things. Hook them onto these little things. Put it in your pocket, and I could talk and stuff. I got my camera, and my girlfriend's gonna be recording me. She's my manager this weekend. Honestly, with the Rays being rough, the Yankees getting so old, and the Blue Jays being inconsistent, if we could get a little more, we could be in second. Agreed. I think it's Chris Cotillo, but I've always said Cotillo, and I can't get out of the habit. Think Story will be out to Wake and Rake this year? I hope so. Cooper Criswell. Forgot about Cooper Criswell. The man of the people. Hey, he's going to be a winter weekend. Maybe I'll ask him. Hey, are you going to be our first rotations? Maybe that's our ace. Maybe that's our snake in the hole, chat. Maybe that's why they signed him. $1.49 from Noah. No message, but thank you so much, Noah. Create some claps in the chat for Noah. Thank you so much. Yeah, I saw that, Lane. What's up, Ethan? Appreciate that, Wolfie. You keep up the crusade, and I will appreciate you. Thank you. Um, yeah, true. Yeah, Vladimir Guerrero Jr.'s brother just signed with the Guardians, maybe? No, the Mets. Kim Ang has no job. No, she wanted to take a year off. Yeah, I think they're still gonna sign someone. I really still think they're gonna sign someone. Like I do genuinely think there is going to be a signing or a trade coming. So I think we'll see something. The question is how big is this going to be, and I don't think it's going to be that huge. Why would we trade away our future by trading away too many prospects for an unsustainable future? I agree with you, Sai. I do. But I think there's a way you can do both, right? There's a way you can develop and still be competitive. And you know, you see with the Dodgers, the Braves are a great example of that too, right? Where they very comfortable making trades, but they're also utilizing who they think and believe is going to be a legitimate impact player at the major league level, and they've been successful at it. Who's the backup first baseman utility, Dahlbeck or otherwise? I think it's Dahlbeck right now, honestly. Yeah, it's probably Dahlbeck, and it probably will be Dahlbeck. When's the first stream of the 2024 season? We'll probably do a home opening. We'll probably do an opening day stream. Problem with the problem with the opening day stream is the game starts at 10. The game starts at 10 at night. So we usually take the day off, do a whole opening day ceremony and stuff on the channel. But we don't have the ability to do that this year. It's a Thursday at like 10 o'clock. We'll do it. We'll still do it, but... And then we'll also probably do actually, I'm probably going to go to the home opener. But I think we'll do opening day again. It's just going to be later. Jansen traded? Yeah, I think Jansen's as good as traded, in my opinion. Do you know how big the analytical department is for the Red Sox? I think it's one of the biggest in the league. Don't quote me on that, but... Signing Montgomery, at the very least, lets the Red Sox in the conversation potentially out of the basement. Is that worth it? In my opinion, yes. You're going to do a 10 p.m. stream opening day? Looks like it. See you later, Ethan. What's our outfield look like right now? Masataka Yoshida in left. Jaron Duran in center. And honestly, I would guess Tyler O'Neill, as of right now, based on lineup needs, in left. Give me Hoskins on the cheap. I would love Rhys Hoskins. I'd be all right with him for sure. See you later, Dennis. Thanks for coming by. Being a fan of the Red Sox on the West Coast is amazing for the game times. Yeah, I'm sure it is. Think Willier will continue his great hitting? I think he has the opportunity. Yeah, Houston could be a trade partner for Jansen if they're willing to take on his contract, I think. Yeah, thanks for coming by and talking, Lane. I appreciate it. Healthy season of Duvall at this point. Problem is you don't know if you're going to get a healthy season with Duvall. That's my problem with Duvall, right? He's older. He's going to be, 35 or 36 this year? In the past, he hasn't had a ton of really healthy seasons. And when he has, they haven't been spectacular. That's why I wanted Teoscar Hernandez so bad. I really thought Teoscar was the move. Yeah, he's had one healthy season. It was 2021, and he was all right. He was good for what it was, but he didn't hit a ton. He didn't hit a ton for average or on base. Outside of 21, the last time he had a full season was 2018, and he's going into his age 35 season. That's a problem, right? Right there. That's a problem. So, and Then you look at like Jorge Soler. Has he played a lot of games? He's been fairly consistent, right? 137, then he only played 72 and 22, but 149, 43, 162. We played every game in 2019. Then he didn't. It's just there's not really an option for legitimate everyday. Like he's going to Rhys Hoskins. Rhys was pretty consistent, I think, until he went down. Let me see. Rhys is a good hitter, dude. He hasn't had a single season with an OPS plus under 110. That's really impressive. And he plays a lot of games. He's only had 2 out of his 6 seasons where he hasn't played a full season. So Rhys Hoskins to me feels like the answer, especially if you're not looking for a huge contract. That's where I think that's where I would lean. Would be Rhys Hoskins. He's going to strike. Anyone left on the market is going to strike out a lot, but got to take your chances. So I would love Rhys Hoskins. Yeah, the problem is, but the thing with Rhys Hoskins is you could possibly pay him. Say you pay him $16 million a year for 2 years on a prove-it deal. That'd be fantastic. That would be fantastic. You would get really great numbers. Really great numbers. For nothing of what you're paying. What would it take to get Luzardo? One of your top 3 prospects, or Bayo or Casas. That would be. Rhys, in 6 seasons, Rhys has not had a slug under 450. That's ridiculous. Ridiculous. His worst season with an OPS plus of 111, he had an OPS of 819. That's really good. Turbo mode. Right. And we can't fit Jonathan India into this puzzle. It would be stupid. Hoskins and Montgomery would be my ideal offseason at this point, yeah. I would be pumped with Soler though too, right? Just get me someone who can make this team competitive. You get Hoskins, you get Montgomery. I can convince myself this is a legit contending for a wild card spot team. You don't do anything. Like there's just no chance. There's no chance. Jeff, I love your dedication to this. If he does come here, I'm going to be I will personally I will drive to your house and congratulate you. You know, lefty starter. Do we not have a single? We don't have a single lefty right now. Lucas Giolito's a righty, right? I just want to double check. Yeah. It would make so much sense. Jordan Montgomery just makes so much sense. It makes me so mad. So mad. So angry. You live in Maine? It's not that bad of a drive. I did it this summer. We went to Portland. Chad, I got the sweetest sponsored video tomorrow. It's so sick. We only have a couple minutes left. It's so sick. I might unbox it now. Do you guys want me to unbox it now and give you guys a little sneak peek of what I'm going to talk about, at least ad-wise in tomorrow's video? Do I even make a video on Tom Werner's comments? We've already we already went over it with our what's the Red Sox plan, when will they compete video. Everything I said in that video is essentially what's been said over the last couple hours. Is Rhys Hoskins a Boris client? Yeah, he is. Interest. Sometimes Baseball Reference isn't totally up to date. Yeah, it's super annoying. Appreciate you, Side. Thank you so much. Thank you. Unboxing live is the best. All right, we'll do a live unbox. You guys, I love this. It's pretty sweet. It's a guy in it's a guy in Detroit. There's a guy in Detroit who makes his own signs. And so we work together to create. I don't have like a X-Acto knife or anything, so this is a. Let me get the tape off of here. I've never done an unboxing video, so I don't know how this is gonna go. But this nice small business in Detroit reached out to me, and we worked together to create some new background stuff for our video. And it is about as sweet as you could possibly get. I'm literally opening this right now. I'll show you guys the box. Link and everything to his stuff will be in the comment section of tomorrow's video. There's a ton of tape on this thing. Ugh. This is the most tape I've ever seen on a package in my life. I guess it's a good thing, right? Problem is I don't have like an X-Acto tool or anything. I'm just using I'm literally just using a screwdriver to get it open, which is probably the problem. All right, this is not for my first ever live unboxing. It is just not going to plan. All right, got it open. All right, so the box is huge. The box is absolutely massive. This is a little hint. No idea what this is. Okay, that's just the plug. I'll plug it in everything after stream so we can get it up for tomorrow. But this is not going as smoothly as I thought it was going to be. This is how athletes get injured? Yeah. Oh. All right. Check this out, chat. This is the very first time I've ever seen it in person. More tape. Got it. I did not come prepared for this. How's the ASMR for this? Good, bad, ugly? We're getting there. Oh. All right. I promise the wait's worth it. I can now buy a box cutter. All right. Here we go. I don't want to touch it too much. Okay. You guys figure out what it is yet? 99 cents from Noah. Thank you so much, Noah. I will thank you more properly once I get my breath back. Da-da-da-da. Oh, yeah. Look at that, chat. Look at that. And it lights up. It's all LED. All custom-made LED. All hand-cut wood. Incredible. It looks so good. It's like exactly my logo. Down to everything. It's perfect. Does that come with each membership? You got to put this in my blooper. Yeah, I got to get this in the blooper video. I can hear the call. Let's get into it. Thank you all very much for clicking on this video. Wait, this way. Ready? Thank you all very much for clicking on this one. Let's get into it. Looks just like it. So that's going to be the advertisement for our next video. I got to somehow figure it out how I'm going to get it up on the wall. I don't even know where it's going to fit. My landlord's going to kill me. But it is sweet. We talk Red Sox content almost every single day. Can you sit in it? No. I'd love to sit in it. But I'm very excited. It's by a guy named Wolf Beard. All of his links and stuff will be in the comments tomorrow. You guys got to check out his work. It is truly incredible. Costs more than the Sox payroll. Yeah. I mean, everything is done by hand. You can see it in the work. It's all done by hand. So, yeah, his name's Whitebeard. He's been on this channel for a little bit, so I might just, I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. I don't even know. It's going to take me a little bit to get the hanging of it right, I think. That sign, yeah, this sign's going to turn the tide for the Boston Red Sox. This sign is going to be, it's going to be it. I'm trying to think of where to put it. I think it's going to have to go over here, like where this post is right here, and then figure it out. Get some hollow wall anchors. Yeah, I'm going to have to do something, man. It's going to have to take a minute. Red seats are expensive. What's the idea, Jackson? So I'm very excited about it, chat. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, this custom-made Red Seat Radio sign was made for me by Whitebeard Custom Signs. We're going to rally signs when we're losing instead of rally hat. It does turn on, so maybe that's what we'll do. Put it over the white jersey and move that over. But see how I'm perfectly framed between the two jerseys? That's what's throwing me on. Teddy, the red seats. I like that. Look for command hooks. I think this is too heavy. I think it's too heavy for command hooks. I think it's going to have to be nailed in the wall, which will be interesting. Wait, turn it on. Let's see it. I don't know if I want to mess with that right now. I mean, I guess I'm going to have to, right? LED controller. For bombs during the stream, it does have a remote control. I thought I was going to have to get up and turn it on, but it's just a remote control. Problem is, I'm so bad with these technology stuff. For a YouTuber, I'm terrible. Just use 50 command hooks. I think I just do this. Yep. And then I assume I plug this in somewhere. Plug this in. I don't want to, like, damage it. Here. Yep, that's plugged in. Okay. I don't really have a plug near me that's open. I'm so technologically challenged for someone who makes YouTube videos. All right, I got it. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to plug this in. I'm gonna have to. I think I'm gonna have to put it. I think I'm gonna have to put it where that post is. Let me see if it fits. I'll see if it fits after, chat. Either way, it's around 9 o'clock now. Shout out to Whitebeard. All of his links will be in tomorrow's video. We're gonna be talking about Rhys Hoskins tomorrow. I've decided. Nothing but complaints from Red Sox fan. I swear I'm not complaining. Either way, it is 9 o'clock on the dot. I got to get this set up, go to bed, get up, and make a video for you guys. We're going to be doing Rhys Hoskins tomorrow. I haven't talked about him yet. I would love Rhys Hoskins, so we're going to be talking about that tomorrow. Should have a really, really, really fun surprise about a prospect towards the end of the week. Yeah, next time I see you guys, we'll have the winter weekend stuff going on. It'll be a ton of fun. Either way, I appreciate, I mean, this was just an incredible live stream today. Versatility, King, Mike, Genetic, Noah, Max, Beast, Cy, every one of you guys who donated, everyone who became a member, everyone who did everything. You guys were absolutely incredible. I appreciate every single one of you. If you haven't considered subscribing yet, please consider subscribing. It would help this video out a ton. It would mean a lot to me. Thank you all very much for clicking on this one. And I will see you all in the red seats. I didn't end my stream. Appreciate it, guys. Thank you, everyone.